Hello everyone, welcome to another UFC review. This is for UFC on Fox, VanZant vs Waterson. Before I start this, I know the video is a day late. For those who watched my last video, I did say that this one would be delayed because I was going to do it yesterday, but I had to go to Birmingham with my uncle and got myself some of my presents early. Only 3 things. 2 are Captain America and Winter Soldier Civil War pop battle figures. The other one is a Toothless Build-A-Bear. Funnily enough, when we actually got to Build-A-Bear, there was they offered the dolls but not stuffed yet, and I was thinking, I'll pick this up and I'll stuff it myself, but they already had one done, so I didn't have to worry about stuffing it or embarrassing myself in the process of stuffing it. So, I'm here today, well, I'm here pretty much every day, but yeah, I was walking around for 5 hours, so I couldn't watch the UFC, but I did today, so I'm going to review it for you, so let's get to it. Before we start the prelim card, I do want to talk about the venue. Now, this is the 5th event, I believe, that the UFC has held in Sacramento. Give me a moment. Yeah, this is the 5th, but it's the first one at the Golden One Center, which has recently been built. It looks amazing. Excuse me, it's a really, really cool looking arena. I needed to add something in my throat, and yeah, it looked really, really good. So we're going to get to the first prelim fight, which was Leslie Smith against Irina Aldana. It is pronounced Irina, even though it's spelled Irene. She's Mexican. They don't really do first names the normal way, you know. That sounded horribly racist. Anyway, really great way to kick off the prelims, as it got Fight of the Night, and for damn good reason. There was a moment where Smith did knock down Irina. Aldana, I'm just going to call that. It's much easier to do. And all in all, it was a very good fight. Sorry about my random pause there. There are noises happening outside, and I don't want to, yeah. Anyway, really, really good fight to start things off. Really deserving Fight of the Night. Both put everything on the line. Leslie Smith needed this win, considering she does not have the best record. And Aldana, this was her debut. She did impress, even though she didn't win. I would like to see her get another chance. She did well, regardless. I mean, she's a former Invicta champion, I think, or she's fought there. Invicta is basically like the UFC's version of women fighting. Even though the UFC have women fighters, Invicta is just like all about that. So many weight classes, so many great female competitors there. So yeah, really, really good. Really good fight. Next up was Josh Emmett against Scott Holtzman. Emmett won by unanimous decision. By the way, there's a lot of fights on this card that went the distance, so I apologize if I don't sound as excited as I normally do. And it was a pretty good fight. Holtzman landed well. There was a brief moment in round 1 where Holtzman accidentally landed a groin shot, and when they reconnected again, Emmett accidentally poked Holtzman in the eye. So he was like, you kicked me in the nuts, you need to take that. That's something that Brian Stan himself said. By the way, despite it being UFC on Fox, I was expecting Stan and John Anik to be the commentators. John Anik was in the booth, he was somewhere, but it was Brian Stan and Mike Goldberg, which I thought was nice, It was nice to see those two together. Now we just need Joe Rogan and John Anik, and Joe Rogan and Brian Stan, and Mike Goldberg and John Anik, and then we've got all the combos done. And then we're going to mix and match that with Dan Hardy, even though it's supposed to be, I'm not going to spoil that. We're going to wait for that. That's coming up, trust me. But yeah, the fight was decent. Emmett showed a lot of stuff. He loved to do a really, really good flying knee from the clinch, the Muay Thai clinch. I don't really remember a whole lot of this fight. There's a few fights on this card I don't remember too much of. But he did have some good wrestling, so can't complain about that. He did a good enough job to win. That's all I need to say. Next up was Alex Morono against James Muntasri. Morono won by decision. Once again, not a fight I don't remember a whole lot of. It was good though. For the first round, it was mostly a technical taekwondo fight, and then throughout the second half of round 2 and most of round 3, Morono turned into a brawl, which Muntasri really didn't want. Yeah, it was not a good fight for Muntasri after the midway point of round 2 and the fight itself. So, Morono did a really good job. There was a moment in between the first 2 rounds where he was in his corner, and obviously he was talking about everything that went wrong, and I've never really heard a fighter respond that much to his own coaches, actually talk to them about what they did wrong. It was kind of interesting to see, and I I think it was a good mindset, even though he was talking negatively about himself about the things he didn't do correctly. So, yeah, it would be nice to see more fighters try to do that. James Perkman never won a fight, but Morono won. And his nickname is the Great White, which he totally ripped off of Sheamus. So, yeah. Next up was Brian Barberena against Colby Covington, and this was not a fantastic fight for Barberena. Covington pretty much dominated Barberena throughout the whole fight, landed really, really good striking. By the way, Covington's striking has come a really far way. I've only seen him in a few fights, but his striking has gotten better. It was his wrestling that stood out, though. He landed a record 11 takedowns. Well, a record for himself throughout the fight. So, it beat his previous one of 6 by 5 takedowns. That's good math. He did a good job, and Barberena needs to bounce back. It wasn't a good fight for him. But hey, Covington, good job. Next up is Mizuto Hirota against Cole Miller, and Hirota won by unanimous decision. Once again, a fight I don't remember a whole lot of. Hirota won. He did do well in terms of the wrestling. I think the only moment that Cole Miller was actually winning the fight was at some point around 1, I believe it was. He did land a really good left-right combo that knocked down Hirota. But he didn't quite get the finish. He spent a lot of time on his back, and he did go for some submission stuff, but he really didn't pull a lot off, which is weird because he's really good with his jiu-jitsu. Miller is when he's on his back. He's really, really good with it. It would have been nice to see him try to use it more. He didn't do a great job. Hirota did, though, so that's a good thing. And finally, yeah, the camera kind of changed. I don't know. I'm trying to get better lighting for it, because the only light I have is from the light in my bedroom. Anyway, the final fight in the prelim card, Paul Craig against Luis Enrique da Silva. Paul Craig won by submission in round 2. It was a really, really interesting fight considering that both men had undefeated streaks at this point. And I was like, someone's going to get beat. I didn't expect it to be in that fashion. I was expecting another fight going to the distance, but then again, with the first 5 fights with the prelims going to the distance, maybe I just got a bit hopeful. Anyway, really good job from Craig. Really sank in the armbar as well. I don't remember a whole lot of this fight. I know it's a recurring theme. It wasn't a great card, okay? Yeah. First round was fairly even, all things considered. But Craig managed to get an armbar at some point in round 2, and he won. Also, he's Scottish, so that's cool. He does have a nickname. I forgot what the hell it was, though. Yeah, I'll find out next time. If I do see him fight again, that'd be awesome. So, yeah. Next up, we start with the main card. The first fight, Alan Jouban against Mike Perry. Despite the 10-year age difference, Jouban, he's one of my favourite fighters right now. He's very underrated. I like seeing him fight. Really, really good stand-up. Really classy guy as well. Really, really nice guy. And he did some really, really good work. Perry did land some good shots, but despite the fact that he was advancing more, Jouban was definitely the aggressor and knocks down Perry twice throughout the fight. And his leg kick was his best weapon, as it always is. I mean, Jouban is just really good with the leg kick. Oh, T is good for me. So yeah, it was really good showing from Jouban. I would like to see more of that from him very soon. He's 35 and he's still got his best years ahead of him as a fighter. He's doing really, really well. He really impressed me. Perry didn't so much. He did close into a good distance and, as I said, landed good shots. Just wasn't enough to put Jouban away, though. Unfortunate, really. Next up, kind of a sad moment as Urijah Faber fought his last fight ever against Brad Pickett. Faber won by unanimous decision, and it was a really good performance from him. I'm going to miss Faber. I really am. One of the things I liked was all the journalists there talking about their favourite moments, like Megan O'Leary talking about his fight at WEC, against. That wasn't his fight against Aldo, but it was a fight he had in the WEC. I remember that much. There was also Daniel Cormier weighing in on how much he likes Faber's attitude. Cruz weighing in on how much he liked Faber pulling off the circus joke during their series of The Ultimate Fighter, with Cruz and Faber were against each other as coaches. Really, really cool stuff from everyone involved. So yeah, you gotta show that California love for the Cali kid. Faber did a great job. His best moment was definitely in round 1, where he landed a great counter left hook as he was getting up as well. Like, he scrambled to get up, blocked Pickett's punch, and Pickett's really good at punching. And he's really good at punching. That's a dumb thing to say when you're talking about the UFC. And Faber landed a great left hook that not only knocked Pickett down, but also caused some swelling on his cheek. You don't really see swelling on the cheek too much in the UFC. But yeah, he did a good job. He went out on his sword, as did Dan Henderson last month. Really, really good fight from Faber. Have a good, have a good life, man. You've earned it. You really, really have. He's one of those people who's just brought attention to the little men of fighting, to bantamweights and featherweights, and subsequently flyweights. Even though he's never competed flyweight, he did bring more attention to them. So it was really, really cool of him. He's one of the best, ever. And he's definitely out to spot in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion, as is Dan Henderson. Well done, Faber. Well done. Next up was a fight I think a lot of people were looking forward to, Mickey Gall against Sage Northcutt. I don't know why I'm clapping. Gall won, and kind of not surprising at this point, by rear naked choke in round 2, making it the first victory he's had, but not in round 1. He did say something before the fight, like saying, he pointed out that people see him more as a jiu-jitsu guy, but does have hands. So I was like, yeah, he does. He's got good hands. But Sage was landing some stuff on Gall. I was like, yeah, you've got hands. You haven't got a fucking chin, though, have you? I think that's the best way to get Gall. He's great on the ground. He's got good stand-up. But if you can land enough shots on him, he might go down. I know. I think Gall, his star is going to fall. I've said it before. I'll say it again. He is going to fall soon. Like Sage Northcutt did. Like McGregor did. Like Anderson Silva did. It happened to all of them. It happens to every great. It's gonna happen to Gall. I guarantee it. But he does impress me. I do like him as a fighter. Not so much a person. Because he's kind of cocky. There was a moment in round 1, actually, where after Northcutt had taken Gall down, or I think he did, and he got up, they were trash talking each other, and it was kind of a funny moment. They were doing more trash talk throughout the fight. But yeah, there was some good striking exchanges in round 2. Eventually, Gall managed to land a great right hand, followed up with taking Northcutt's back, managed to take in a really good rear naked choke, won with it. In round 2, I mean, he did a good job. Did he get Performance of the Night for that? Give me a moment. He did not. Paul Craig did, though. For his fight, I forgot to mention that, and I did mention the Leslie Smith against Irene Aldana for the night. I did. Good, great, grand, wonderful. Let's get on to the bloody main event. Oh, but quickly, Mickey Gall did call out Dan Hardy after his fight was over. Sorry, my phone just fully charged. It vibrated to let me know. Thank you. Yeah, he called out Dan Hardy, and apparently I didn't know this, but Dan Hardy is thinking about getting back into fighting. I would like to see that fight. I don't want Dan Hardy to lose because I really, really like him. He's one of my favourite British fighters. My second favourite next to Bisping, who's always going to be my favourite fighter, ever. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that fight, and I hope Dan Hardy gives... Yeah, I hope Mickey gives Hardy a warm welcome back. I'm looking out for that one, trust me. And lastly, the main event, Paige VanZant against Michelle Waterson. Paige. So pretty. So pretty. Anyway, as far as I know, single as well. Yeah, she'd never go for me. Anyway, it was a really, really good fight. It ended in round 1, if I'm not mistaken. It did. Good. Thank you, Brain, for keeping up with that. Oh, excuse me. I don't remember a whole lot of the fight. Yeah, no surprise, I know. What was that? There was really, really good striking, I remember that much. Eventually, Waterson did get a takedown and managed to sneak in a rear naked choke, and this is what I remembered from that. she did sink it in, and it was very, very close several times. VanZant did manage to defend well, but eventually Waterson sank it in again. And despite not tapping, VanZant did eventually go out, so the referee, who was Big John, who fittingly enough was the ref for Faber's last fight, yeah, Big John made a good call in stopping the fight. So yeah, it was a really, really good call from him. Really good win for Waterson. VanZant, I mean, she can just brush off. She had a good win earlier this year with a jumping kick of, who was it? I'm really bad today. Like, this might be one of my not so good reviews. It was Beck Rawlings. I was somewhat doubtful, but yeah. So VanZant ain't got nothing to worry about with this loss. She did a good enough job, and she didn't tap. We gotta give her points for that. She didn't tap, which is kind of dumb because she did force herself to fall unconscious. Thing is, if you don't tap to a submission, you'll probably lose a limb or die. Yeah. That's why they have referees to stop fights, so you don't get murdered. I mean, it would have been safe if Paige tapped, but she didn't. She's got guts, spunk, and moxie. It's been so long since I watched Stuart Little. Anyway, I will see you all next time for my next UFC review. Obviously, it's not going to be until after Christmas, so I will wish you all a Merry Christmas, and then I'll see you all on New Year's Eve, which is when the next UFC review is supposed to be. So, take care, farewell, and I will see you all then. As all my cats. Bye.